Hi everybody, you guys can just call me Duke, and today I'm going to show you a couple things about probably one of my favorite assassins. He's definitely like, if I had to carry a game, it would be like, in jungle wise, I would either pick Susano, Fenrir, or Thanatos, but I think hands down, I think my favorite is actually Susano just because of his abilities and his kit and how you can just completely outplay people with them, because he has a lot of interesting setup and just counterplay to him. Like, so I'm not gonna go over exactly how to play Susano to a T. This is more like how to use his abilities in different combos in different ways that most people don't expect. Because that's pretty much what I think he excels at. As far as how good he actually is, I personally think he does, with all of his items online, I feel like he does the most damage out of all the assassins, at least ability based wise. As to how good he is in a meta though, I don't think he's in a bad spot, but he's not a top tier right now like Circuit is. As to why, I'm sure it's for just the simple reason that maybe he gets shut down high, a lot easier at a higher level of play, which is probably true. So, god damn it. Okay. So, first of all, I'm not gonna go over a build really, because if you're watching this, you probably already know a thing or two about how to build assassins. This is what I typically go with. Warrior Tabby, don't even need to explain that. I get Hydras on him because he is ability based, and out of all those types of assassins, Susano has the most opportunities to auto cancel and weave auto in between abilities. So for a Susano not to get this item, well, they're not playing Susano in my opinion. Crusher, because, well, it's pretty much one of the best freaking items in the game right now for assassins. I don't think I need to really explain why. In case you don't know, it's basically an upgraded bluestone that does bleed, and while it doesn't necessarily kill people, like, you can finish him off with the bleed, but it's not gonna be like bluestone because you get crusher when people are higher level, so it's harder for the bleeding to actually kill someone. But the raw damage that bleed does do over time definitely makes it very strong. Hard Seeker gives me power, gives me pen, movement speed, and the ability damage is pretty damn good, especially on Susano. That also works well with his passive, and it's basically every time I didn't know that if I jump it cancels that. That's weird. Okay, so yeah, every time you use an ability at 4 stacks, your next ability does bonus damage. And then with Heartseeker, you have 5 autos, and then your next ability does damage. So it's just, and then plus with Hydras, it's just constant proccing extra damage on extra damage. And it's all scales with your physical power. Besides Hydras, it's just your basic attack. And speaking of physical power, I also go Transcendence because it gives me the most out of pretty much everything in the game. And it gives me cooldown, which is really freaking nice. I'm glad that they add that. And then Titan's Bane, don't really need to explain it. It's freaking Titan's Bane. It's a tank item. I feel like pretty much every assassin should go with that. Okay, so there's not really going to be an order of how I'm going to explain these combos, just because there's just so many different ones I can think of. But I'm gonna go with over poking ones first. So typically, say you're laning as Susano, like in fucking solo lane or carry lane or something, or you're just playing Clash or something like that. If you want to poke, his 3 will do the job, but don't max it. It's really not worth it. What you want to do for his abilities is you want to max his 1. Don't skip points on your ult. Then when the 1's max, get your 2, and then your 3. Because while your 3 is used for poking, it's not worth it. Because your 1 just does so much more damage. that in early game, if you do max your 1, plus get the Hydras in early game, and keep in mind, you have 3 autos here, or 2, whatever, so you'd be doing a lot more damage versus this. So first of all, I'm gonna go over how to effectively poke with him. Basically, what I usually do is I just send this on someone. I either let that bleed out, do its damage, or if I feel like I want to be really aggressive, I will, you know, just for demonstration purposes, I'm just gonna get something else. Yeah, I'm just gonna get this. Just so that way, you know, cool down, so that way you don't have to freaking wait as long. So I'm gonna do this. Teleport. So that was kind of poking. That's a very aggressive poke, a very long, you know, long-winded one because I'm literally using all my abilities. But if you don't want to do that, that works too. And the cool thing about Susano is you don't even need to be really fighting them to be fighting them with your 1 because you have this thing, right? That's a pretty wide arc. So you could teleport on someone like right here and then say you want to get the fuck out of there. So you're gonna turn to go, you know, back over here, right? Because that's your lane. Well, you can do this, well, provided I don't miss, and do that. And there's also the fact that the second hit of your 1 is a big radius around you. So that means you could hit him, see, like that. I hit him without even looking at him. And I'm already looking at this way with my dash up. So I dash out of there like so. And he can't really do anything about that. Unless I get hard CC like stunned. But because of the range of this, like, look at that freaking radius. That's a huge freaking radius. So it's if you're fast enough, you can definitely make it work. You can also poke people if you're 2, but it's more so not necessarily poking, but you're dispositioning them. You're making them go to you. So what I like to do is if I'm laning against someone and there's minions, I will pull him. Okay, so what I did right there was I pulled him, right? So I'm just gonna do that again. Pulled him, auto, and I did, now I slowed that down, but let's just look at it like this. When I auto him, typically speaking, that character should still be in the air for even a millisecond longer. And that millisecond is used to shoot my 3 out. Then I auto, then I auto again. So, you know how Susano has an attack chain, right? This, right here. Okay. Okay, so now you see it, right? With every auto cancel in his kit, it resets it back to this hit. And if you notice, I'm not 100% sure, but yeah. If you look up there at the progression, 11125. So this hit is just as fast as the second hit, technically speaking, but again, it's fast. So this means you can do this. So I can literally place my 3 on someone, auto, and then teleport and auto again. And a lot of times, late game with this build, that will pretty much almost half health someone. Like, it's pretty insane when someone doesn't expect it. Another trick you can do, this isn't exactly poking, but it is a sort of mind games with Susano. If you're getting tower dived, You know, let's just say, you know, this is your tower or something, whatever. This Elden's gonna come into here, tower line, he's gonna try and poke you out. What you can do, or not even poke you out, but just dive you, I mean. What you can do to stay alive if you know, don't really have any options, is throw your 3 at them while they're walking towards you. Okay. So, in case you didn't catch it, what I basically did is I used my 3 on them to put the teleport on them. I pulled them, and then when they're in the air, I teleported, so it sent me teleporting to him, but because of Susano's pull and how it actually pulls, it sent me flying in the opposite direction. Allow me to just completely go over him. And with that, you can basically kill someone in tower line. Because that's gonna really fuck up the positioning, that's really gonna fuck up their head because they have no idea what the hell just happened to them. I guarantee you that's probably gonna kill someone just by doing that. Not even using your 1 or your ult or anything like that. So, the typical combo I do for bursting down people, it's very awkward because I have a lot of options. I hear a lot of people, not a lot of people, but people used to say that, oh, you want to first use your 1 because it's your most damaging ability, then save your 2 and your 3 for when they try to escape. And that may be true, but I find starting a combo off my 1 is very awkward. I mean, it can be done, but it's just, I find that using these 2 it's just so much high damage at such a high speed. So let's see. I'm just gonna give off some demonstration things of what you could do with him, but there's no long way to use his abilities in which order. I mean, yeah, there is depending on the situation, but really with Susano, there's really you can't go wrong if you're smart with him. Like with frickin' Ua, you know what to do. Throw your axe, pop your 2, you 1, 3 them, dead. That's all about Ua can do. Thanatos, okay, you maybe pop your 3 first, maybe your 2 then your 1, or your 2 then your 3 then your 1. But there's really nothing else besides that. Susano can do like frickin' 6 or 7 different things. And that's off the top of my head, that's not even counting other tricky things that I still haven't really practiced out yet. But what I like to do is this. That's one of the burst combos I know of that will pretty much guaranteed that person die. So what you do is you first do your 2, auto, 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 1, cancel it, auto, cancel it, and then just like that. Trying to think. It's hard doing a combo video about this guy because there's just so much different shit you can do with him. You can also do this. You can do that. It's just literally taking the abilities and just trying to figure out what you can do with them. Like, sometimes I would do this. That's awkward. But the most thing I want to stress out about Susano is just auto cancels. Auto canceling and leaving them in between abilities guarantee you do so much more damage. Like you go up from dumping your whole kit into somebody and doing only half health of most targets, if you don't have your ult that is, to straight up killing them faster before they can even blink without your ult. And your ult is probably another important thing I want to talk about. So a while back in Season 4, Susano was regarded as the best jungler because of his mobility, his damage, and his ult. Why? Because it's a giant freaking AoE knock-up that does a crap ton of damage, like an absolute ton. However, I see a lot of Susanos try to save it for that. Susano's ult's not meant to be saved for a big team fight, in my opinion. It's just not. I mean, yes, you can, and if you can get it off, then there's no reason not to. But what I'm saying is, if you're fighting someone 1v1, both of you are low health, or not even both low health, just say he's about to get away, and your team's all fighting something, and you don't have anything else in your kit, and that guy's gonna get away, and say he's a carry, not like Hunter, but like he's just carrying the game or something, ult him. There's pretty much no situation in where I will go, I'm not gonna ult this guy. If I think I can kill him, then I'm gonna ult him 100%. There's just no reason not to. And speaking of your ult, there are a lot of combinations with your abilities that go with that. A lot of times, what I would do is I would initiate with your ult, because initiating with your ult's a pretty solid tactic. It's hard to go wrong if you initiate with it, because for one, it's gonna make the enemy super fucking scared. So a lot of times what I would do, now clearly that wasn't exactly what I wanted to demonstrate, but what you can do is, if you're quick enough, you can ult right here, let's just say. Can I? Thank you. And say the tornadoes are gonna be like here. Because of the tornado charge time and everything, you can run over here and then pull him. Just pretend that worked. You can pull him to be right around here, and that will make the tornado hit him. Using your 2 to bring enemies closer to the tornado is such a good strategy that really does screw over people, because you got 2 knock-ups you gotta worry about. I'm not even sure if this is considered a knock-up or what it is. It might actually tell me I hit. That is not what I wanted to do. That is so not what. Can we? Thank you, Jesus Christ. Okay. It doesn't say it's a knock-up, but it's still, you know, some sort of CC. So you gotta worry about that, and then plus the knock-up from the ult. So if they don't beads the 2, basically, they are dead. As soon as they don't decide to beads that, they are dead. And even if not, the raw damage from the ult is still gonna hit them. Plus, you still have your 3, which guarantees a lot of, you know, dots and 2 autos. Plus, you have your 1 with all of its auto cancels. So let me see, what else am I missing here? Oh yeah. Well, if you need, say, a quicker. You can do that too. You can dash and then pull them. And the reason why you dash is because either A, they are very far away and you really need them to get in there, or B, you want to be able to do it before they can react. Which, depending on the player, you know, they can or they can't. Well, I find a lot of times they can't. But using your ult in a one-on-one guarantees you a kill. It pretty much does. If you're in the jungle as Susano and you see a hunter or a mage or even another jungler in a camp and it's just you 2 and you know no one else is around, you ult him and you know decently well what you're doing, there's no reason why you should lose that fight unless you're just extremely, you know, under-leveled or something. Let me see. Yeah, let me show you something. Now that would went a lot faster if I did this. That was weird. Okay, you see what I did right there, right? The auto cancels for my 2 and my 3. That did more than half of his health. That's a level 20 raw. Like, granted it's a raw, so he's, you know, he is squishy. But you're an assassin. That's typically who you want to target. So let me try to use my 1 and see how much damage that does. Granted, yes, the 1 does more damage, but did you see how much slower that was? I mean, it might be different on PC. Let me try again. Yeah, that was just a lot slower. Like, that's what I was talking about earlier. Like, it may do more damage, yes, but it's also a lot slower. And yes, I realize you can't always teleport on them. Walk straight at them like a bot, and then do that. If anything, you have to do this. But still, it's just the auto cancels and the quickness from the 2 and the 3 outweigh the damage from the 1. And you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, well, why the fuck do I max the 1 if does more damage? Well, you max your 1 because, for 1, if you're playing Conquest, you're probably a jungler, Susano, and you want to clear camps. Your 1's your best thing for that. And 2, if I didn't have Hydras, then this would not be nowhere near as potent as it is, which is why I say the Hydras on Susano and most assassins. It's just, Hydras, honestly, in my opinion, that's probably one of the best items in the freaking game. Well, to me, it is the best item in the game because I main junglers and ability-based assassins and all that, so to me, Hydras is the best item. Even though everyone has, you know, a love for Crusher now, which is, you know, it's understandable, but me personally, I just like Hydras so much more. I mean, I'm gonna get both on my build because, if you remember, this was a Crusher, but if I have to get one item early, it would be definitely Hydras, just because of that, right there. I don't really know what else to say, but just remember there is almost no wrong way to use your abilities as long as you know what you're doing. If you're gonna toss out an ability and you don't know what you're doing, then just play it safe. But if you know your abilities, you know how to weave them in, you know what they're doing, you can really mind trick with someone. And you can do some crazy shit with Susano. It's just a matter of... It's really just a matter of practice and of what you can do and what you like to do with him. The reason why it's so hard for me to talk about comboing his abilities is because I do something different almost all the time. For the most part. Unless it's the standard, you know, peek around a corner, you know, Odin's coming this way or something, auto. I mean, granted, he wouldn't have survived all of that, but still. So, okay. I believe that for the most part covers it. As there might be a part 2 to this, maybe possibly. I don't know if that's something you guys want. I can definitely do it. It's just you have to give me details on what you would want me to talk about because it's just like I said, it's pretty freaking hard to just talk about this kind of stuff because it's literally just thinking. There's no like right and wrong answer on how to use the abilities as long as you know what you're doing with him and you're quick enough. Having a quick reaction time is pretty much necessary on this guy because yes, he is super fast. Yes, he can get out of a lot of shit with his dash, his teleport, and sometimes even use his ult just to create a little wall. Because, you know, that does block people for a short amount of time. But at the same time, he's also extremely squishy. Like, very squishy. Like, he doesn't even have 2,000 health. and only has 72 physical and 48 magical, which isn't. He dies very easily, but I don't like putting defensive items on him unless I really have to. If I do, it's probably gonna be one. It's probably just gonna be like a spirit or a mantle or any of the ropes really. It just depends on what's going on. If you're getting CC'd Magis, obviously. If you're getting it early, which I don't know why you would get it early on Susano, but if you wanna for some reason get an early tank item, Urchin will be your thing, because over the course of time as you get kills and assists you gain stacks and you become tankier. Mantle and Spirit Orb is for, you know, protections, cooldowns. I would say Mantle is probably nicer because of the shockwave. I don't think the damage mitigation is really worth it. If Susano was just a tankier god and he was built to be tankier, then yeah, Spirit Orb might be more worth it, because 15 damage mitigation on like a Sun Wukong or something is probably good, I think. Not too sure, to be honest with you. But yeah. Okay. So let me guys know what you think, and I will see what else I can show you people, cause I know generally most about assassins. I mean, I know pretty much a bit about everything except support. Just please, for the love of God, don't ask me about support. I'm not gonna, like, you will, like, anybody is probably better at support than me. I just straight up can't do it. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and let me know what you want to see in the future. Bye bye.